Hello and welcome. Today we will be talking on the topic wearable computers. So first, let us start with the introduction. What is a wearable computer? A wearable computer is a computing device small and light enough to be worn on one's body without discomfort. It may also be integrated into everyday objects that are constantly worn on the body, such as watches, glasses, clothes, and should act as an intelligent assistant. So when was wearable computer first invented? It was first invented in the 1970s by Steve Mann. Now, let us talk about the history of wearable computer. What is the history of wearable computers? The wearable computer was first introduced in the 1500 with the pocket watch. The pocket was the first ever wearable computer to be introduced to mankind. In 1967, Hubert Upton developed a technology which allowed the person wearing the glasses to lip read. This was done using LED devices, which could also be a part of a wearable computer. In the 1970s and 1980s, wearable computers were being created in a huge scale and were in much demand in the market. Now let us talk about the evolution of wearable computer. As I have already told you, the first ever wearable computer to be introduced was a pocket watch, which was in 1511. And then there was a huge time frame gap. And then we come into the first ever digital watch. This watch showed the time in exact seconds and minutes, which was introduced in the 1972. And then there are much more further modifications to this particular wearable computer, as we can see in the shown image. We can see in 1975 we had a watch which could also function as a calculator. It was a single functional wearable computer, and then we had multifunction wearable computers which has many more features such as the calculator, the stopwatch, the timer, etc., and then it just keeps on growing. Today we have wearable computers which can help us to call, to capture videos, to capture audios, etc. Now let us talk about the main characteristics of a wearable computer. The wearable computer is defined by six main characteristics. These attributes of the wearable computer are described from the human point of view. The first point is unmonopolizing, that is, of the user attention. Wearable computer does not cut off from the outside world, such as a virtual reality game or like. Second, it is unrestrictive to the user. When using it, you can do other things. Third, it is observable by the user. If it can keep your attention continuously if you want it to. And fourth, controllable by the user. It is a responsive system. You can grab control of it whenever you want. Fifth, it is attentive to the environment. A wearable computer is environmentally aware, multimodal, and multisensory. Sixth, it is commutative to others. It can be used as a communication medium whenever you. Now, let us talk about the components of a wearable computer. The first component is human interface system. It is the user interface for wearable computer is fundamentally different of those of regular computer. Second is operating system. Be constantly available to the user, always on, ready and accessible, and does not require constant user attention and interaction, and is also able to communicate to other systems and external world. The third is augmented reality. Augmented reality combines real world scenes and virtual scenes, augmenting the real world with additional information. The fourth is input devices, that such as speech recognition, keyboard, gesture input devices, etc. The fifth is display system, such as lenses, small projection systems, etc. The sixth is network. One network required to connect with other outer world. For example, WAP. One network required for interconnection of various components like Bluetooth or wireless connection. The seventh is power source. Must conform to standard desktop environment, incorporate industries and components such as battery. Now we will talk about how it works. That is, how does a wearable computer actually work? Some wearable computers use keys, key switches mounted to a grip rather than a board as with a keyboard and trackable as input devices. Many try to use more intuitive means of input like gestures, speech recognition, or context awareness. The output may be presented through displays, lights, and even haptic interface. Now we will talk about the application area of a wearable computer. The foremost applicational area of a wearable computer is the military. As we can see in this image, there are multiple wearable computer devices worn by a policeman or a military official, such as the integrated display glasses, the body-worn camera, the wire monitoring system, the gun holster sensor, the mission critical radio, and many other smart devices which are helpful to the military. The second most applicable area of wearable computer is the medical field. The medical field uses wearable computer to check the pulse or EKG of a human being, to check the motion of the person, to check the orientation, to check the glucose level, the blood pressure level, the oxygen saturation level, the body temperature, the hydration level, the brain activity, and etc. etc. These days, even face recognition feature is seen in wearable computing. Working in conjunction with appropriate face finding softwares, face recognition system can be adapted for use of wearable computing. The other areas which we can find the use of wearable computer are finger tracking. This is one of the simplest application on camera based wearable computing. It is also used for communication, entertainment fields such as games, teaching and education, warehouse picking, inspection, security, etc. Now we will talk about some of the major and in-demand wearable computing devices. For example, the first most important is the Google Glasses. Google Glasses is based on augmented reality technology. It also has a front facing camera. It was designed for providing information and connecting the people with the digital world without taking away attention from the real world. The second example is Oculus Rift. Oculus Rift, which is based on virtual reality technology, virtual reality has potential to revolutionize immersive gaming experience and immersive movie viewing experience. It allows gamers to physically look around the wonders of the world, tourists to take a simulated tour of the moon, or potentially even take video conferencing to the next level. The potential applications of Oculus Rift are endless. The third example is a tile. A tile is a small Bluetooth device you attach to anything you don't want to misplace or lose. You then locate your item via the free app on your smartphone or tablet. You can locate your tile by ringing it from the app. Now we will talk about some of the advantages of a wearable computer. The first one is size comparison. There is almost a 75% reduction in the area of a wearable computer to that of a ThinkPad or a desktop. The second is mobility. Imagine being able to carry all the capabilities of your desktop as you work wherever you go. The third is connectivity. All the information resources of the organization are at your fingertips instantly. The fourth is efficiency. No more going back to office to access or input the needed data. That is, no more duplication of effort. And the fifth is productivity. Add it all up and you're looking at an increased organizational productivity and a bigger body. There are some disadvantages to a wearable computer, such as it is a bit expensive and can cause irritation in heat or warm weather. It might also have side effects such as headache if used for too long. Wearable computers can also invade privacy to some extent. It also has a smaller space for storage and the network bandwidth issue. Thank you.